everybody, I am Razorblade Mango. Just kind of wanted to make this quick little video. Hopefully, I'm going to try not to make it very long, but we'll see how this goes. Basically, it is Wednesday night. I've been sleeping since I got home from work, so I'm going to be up pretty much a good chunk of the night. Probably going to do a big Civilization 5 session with friends, so I'm pretty happy about that, pretty excited for that. And I wanted to actually do this video to bring something to your attention that did very, very cleverly slip under the radar today by intentional design. And this has to do with Star Wars Battlefront, which is, I think, universally known now as one of the biggest disappointments of last year. Fans, both old and new, I think were really disappointed by how the game turned out. That we still gotta slog through all the damn expansion packs to get to the shit that we really want. And today they detailed Star Wars Battlefront's Outer Rim expansion. And I'm actually doing this episode on my comfy new $250 computer chair, so I'm pretty happy about that. And my old chair, actually, the backing broke on it, which sucked. So I've had a stool for like the past 6 months, which is really not all that good. It's probably fucked up my back, but I have an actual chair now, so I can lean back in it, and it's very nice. I'm not gonna lean too much back, though, because I don't want to break this fucking thing already. But I digress. They detailed Star Wars Battlefront's Outer Rim expansion, which is going to be fight among the factories of Solus and battle within Jabba the Hutt's palace on Tatooine in the digital expansion. Well, you could fight in Jabba the Hutt's palace in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Yeah, it's a shit map, but, you know, it was there. It was fine for 2005. I mean, why couldn't we have had Jabba's palace, one of the most iconic locations from the original trilogy in the base game, right? Along with the Death Star. You know that? That's going to be an expansion too. I mean, this is EA. This is Star Wars Battlefront EA. And in a Star Wars Battlefront EA, you're going to have to pay extra for the Death Star in a Star Wars game that's all about the original trilogy. Isn't that wonderful? That's just great. So it's a few new maps. I think people are alright with the maps. I've heard nothing but negative things about the fucking heroes, quote unquote. You get to... I hate the way they worded this. New playable hero characters will have you shooting first with Greedo. Get it? Yeah, you got it. Which I think is... I'm like, who the fuck wants to play as Greedo, the guy that Han Solo shot to death in the beginning of Star Wars? Who fucking cares? Who wants to play as Greedo? And then you target foes with precision as Nien Nunb. The guy that's occasionally Lando's co-pilot. He's an iconic hero, I guess. Even though I remember him in like only one scene, and it's his fucking laugh that sticks out of my mind. But yeah, I don't think anybody gives a flying fuck about these heroes, especially when we don't have Chewbacca, Orlando, or fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi. I don't know. I mean, the problem with restricting this series to the original trilogy, and I understand this. I understand the concerns from a lot of people. The problem with restricting this series, this particular game, to the original trilogy, is that it really limits the heroes they can use, because they really have used up the majority of the really well-known heroes and villains for this game. I mean, they already have Darth Vader, they already have Luke, they already have Han, they already have Leia, they already have Boba Fett, they already have the Emperor. I mean, really, at this point, all you need to have is Chewbacca and Lando and maybe Obi-Wan. That's it. You don't need Yoda. Yoda in this universe is not the flipping Yoda from the prequels. Which is why I'm still pissy that they did not include prequel units, so they could have expanded the roster to include characters that maybe we want, like Mace Windu, or Yoda, or that dude with the big head, or whatever. Just, you know what I mean. I don't know their specific names, but you know them, and they were in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Anywho, there's also a new mode, Rebel, called Extraction, where Rebel forces have entered some of the most dangerous places in the Outer Rim in order to extract a valuable shipment of resources. Now they must bring the shipment to their transporter ship before their time runs out. The Empire has arrived to stop them from reaching the extraction point. Okay, it just sounds like a fairly generic mode, I guess, and it just sounds like just generic. It really doesn't sound like anything amazing. I gotta be honest. Then there's some new star cards I really don't give a fuck about. Which leads me into this, what I actually want to talk about today. Forgive the noise in the background. I have my PS4 on. I'm looking through this. So, do you guys remember when, I think it was, let me pull up the article I have here. Back in October, DICE finally confirmed that there would be no microtransactions in Star Wars Battlefront, right? Which was, surprising, at least for me, because I was like, that's really odd that they're not going to have them. And I was like, I applaud them that they're not going to. But what has always stuck out, and I'm reading from GameSpot, and I'll include the link in the description box. What's always been interesting is that the wording of how he denied microtransactions, and GameStop is talking to Battlefront's design director Nicholas Fagarius. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. So he said, and this is verbatim what he said. So GameSpot is saying, the reason I asked is because Battlefront, and that's after he's talking about, fucking the microtransaction thing. He said, the reason I asked is because Battlefront has a two-step currency system, which is usually a telltale sign of paving the way for microtransactions to be introduced. But it sounds like, from what you are saying, that you are moving away from that. And this is Ferragius, replying back. And he said, yeah, that's not part of the core design of how it works. This is a progression system based on your gameplay performance. And the line that's always stuck out to me is core design, which doesn't necessarily mean the game cannot have them implemented later. I mean, look at what happened with, and even when companies have and this is the thing I hate the most about the gaming industry these days. It's just the sheer amount of fucking spineless lying involved with a lot of it. I mean, look at Overkill, what they pulled with Payday 2, where they even said, like, way back when, it was like, shame of you for thinking we were going to have microtransactions. And look what we have now. Lots of microtransactions in Payday 2. We've got, and I just think it's, and companies know, look, I've read a report today, actually, that EA is very happy with the way the microtransaction system is working in FIFA 16, where I think they made like $500 million from the card packs, which, whatever. I'm more, I'm more indifferent towards that, just because I do think the system is tweaked to where you could earn them rather, not easily, but, fairly. And I'm more cool, and it was recently revealed, I think yesterday, that Garden Warfare 2, which I predicted correctly, is going to have microtransactions starting tomorrow. And from what I've seen from the game is very generous with the amount of coins it gives you, unless they are going to sneak in some shit like Mortal Kombat did, where they gimp how many coins they give you just so you'd be more tempted to buy the microtransactions. Which, even the lowest microtransaction, you can get, like, I think two like the super awesome character packs with that. which I still think it's shit. I still think it's shitty that they're putting microtransactions there, which I've heard the game is fantastic. I haven't had the time to get it or the money right now. Maybe I'll pick it up sometime next week once I get some change in my pocket, but we'll see. And even then, I'm more cool towards the microtransactions, like I said, because I think the coin earn system is fair enough to where you can easily get stuff quickly. The problem I have with Star Wars Battlefront is its progression system is very slow. And this is something, I don't know if I mentioned this in my video about it, in that I'm already 10 minutes over, fuck it, I'm just going to go for it. I don't know if I mentioned this in my video about Star Wars Battlefront, but I felt like the progression system, when I played it, was extremely slow and very grindy. I mean, even to unlock new species, you had to be at rank level 50. And even then, that's not a guarantee that you're going to get the species that you want, because then you're going to have to grind through the game again to get the fucking credits, which the credits take fucking forever to get, because EA wants you to grind and grind and grind and grind, and it's not fun. I did not like the progression system. I thought the design, the design of the avatars, I thought was really bad. I mean, you had to be at like rank 9 to get basic facial features like facial hair for the rebels and for the stormtroopers. I thought that was ridiculous. And then the way the star cards work as well, it's like you have to grind so much to unlock all these new guns, and there's so little guns in the game. There's like fucking 11 guns. And the last one, the DL-44, which is the most powerful one, you don't even get until like rank 25. And I fuck you to EA for putting that in the goddamn deluxe edition. So you pay extra to unlock that instantly. The most powerful fucking gun in the game. I never like that. I don't think that's okay. I think that's giving an unfair advantage to players who want to spend more money. I think that's crap. I think that's a load of shit. I had read something yesterday where it was slipped. I don't know if they accidentally revealed this, but not in the North America blog post for the PlayStation Store update, which fuck you, PlayStation, for not including that, and trying to hide it from all of us. And companies know that we don't like microtransactions. That's why they're no longer proudly like saying, we're going to have microtransactions, and everybody goes, oh, thank you. This is why when it comes to the Division, Ubisoft is so like nervous about the microtransaction question. Even though it's Ubisoft, I'm pretty sure they're going to have microtransactions in the Division at some point. Whether it's cosmetic only or whatever, we'll see. Now, basically, Star Wars Battlefront has microtransactions now. And I saw it on the European PlayStation Store update, where it was these fucking upgrade packs, like what Destiny is doing. So instead of grinding and instead of EA fixing their shit progression system and making it quicker, easier to earn credits, they're doing the Mortal Kombat route where it's like, hey, you don't want to do our shitty progression system? You can unlock everything right from the beginning. And by everything, I literally mean everything. Like, everything. With the $14.99 Ultimate Upgrade Pack. Instantly unlock all 11 weapons and 24 upgrade star cards to become a force to be reckoned with. I'm not fucking making this up. Go on your PlayStation right now. Go on Xbox. Go on EA Origin. This is on there. And it's $14.99. Oh fuck! I'm so sorry. I misread that. $19.99. It's $19.99 for the Ultimate Upgrade Pack. So if you don't want to bother grinding through the game, pay EA $20 to skip all the shit grinding so you can get to the good stuff right away. Wow. And now they have a Bodyguard upgrade pack, and each of these is $5. Bounty Hunter upgrade pack, Scout upgrade pack, Sharpshooter upgrade pack, Survivalist upgrade pack. So, basically, instead of, like I said, dealing with the slow-ass grinding, you can pay extra to get the shit that you really want. Which I think is really bad. Really just... ugh. And trust me, if they had added microtransactions... And what shocks me is that nobody's talking about this. I go on the internet and I Google Star Wars Battlefront microtransactions, and there's no articles. There's nothing. It's the articles about the microtransactions from that conversation, from this interview that I read earlier, way back in October. There is very little about this. Even on the fucking Star Wars Battlefront Reddit forums, I don't see anything about this. Why? Why aren't people talking about this more? Because today, I mean, EA had the good fortune of, well, they intentionally did this, where they talked about the Outer Rim expansion, get the conversation starting about that. Don't talk about this that we're going to sneak in. Don't talk about the upgrade packs that we're going to sneak into Star Wars Battlefront. Talk about the Outer Rim expansion. We don't fucking care if you don't like the characters. At least you're talking about it, so your attention is on that and not on this. And now they've also had the good fortune of having John Boyega, who plays Finn in The Force Awakens, talk to EA like, hey, like, why isn't there an offline single-player campaign in Star Wars Battlefront? I really like the game. I want there to be one, which, props to him. That he's, he is a gamer, and I guess he's demanding more from his audience. And they will listen to him. I mean, I don't know if they'll listen to him, but it's hard to ignore the star of like, one of the most, like a new entry in one of the most famous franchises of all time, who's like a new big household name star for starring in The Force Awakens. It's hard to ignore that, and I appreciate him calling EA on that when he could have just shut the fuck up and just let them do their thing. But I doubt that's really going to get any changes and set in motion. But bravo, people are talking about it again, which is good, and I like that people are still grilling EA for the lack of an offline single player campaign. But there aren't enough people talking about these upgrade packs, and I'm pretty sure if the microtransactions were based on the credit system, like if you bought put $50 in the game and you got the credits, but this is the middleman, but it's restricted to the guns, and it's not like these weapons are purely cosmetic. These weapons provide an edge in the game, especially the later guns like the DL-44 and the anti-tank rifle. These are clear upgrades. It's clearly breaking game balance. When you have people that are level 1 and they have the most powerful shit in the game and they're already maxed out with their star cards, they will wreck people that have grinded through this game for hours just to get like the most basic stuff that the beta had, like not the backpack, but the jetpack and some of the other cannon guns, and it's fucking ridiculous. This is not a cosmetic microtransaction. This isn't like, pay extra to look like a Gungan or whatever. This, and I know that's prequel trilogy, but whatever. The point is, these are microtransactions in Star Wars Battlefront now. When they said, we're no microtransactions in Star Wars Battlefront, but they lied. They're here. They may not be based on the credit system, but there are microtransactions in Star Wars Battlefront now. Talk about that. I mean, yes, talk about the Outer Rim expansion. Complain to EA about how shitty it is that we have to pay extra for a Jabba's Palace map, or a fucking... or we have to pay to play as what the fuck is that dude's name? Nien Nunb. Yeah, really. People are really want to play as Nien Nunb or Greedo, because those are iconic heroes. Absolutely. when fucking Chewbacca isn't in the Star Wars game, but Greedo and Ninum are on. Fuck off. This whole this expansion, as far as the heroes go, is fucking weak sauce. What fucking no. But yeah, there are microtransactions now in Star Wars Battlefront. So EA and DICE are a bunch of liars. They lied. They actively lied to the public. Shame on you. Why? And this is what I hate about this industry. Like, when I read this news yesterday, it made me depressed. Like, and I know, oh, you know, and I agree, in the long run, like, in terms of living my life, like, on my deathbed, I'm not going to be depressed that there are microtransactions in Star Wars Battlefront. I'm not going to fucking care at that point. But, you know, when people fuck with the hobbies that you enjoy, and people come in and make your like the hobbies that you love to do, like me, video games is my vice. I mean, everybody has their poison. Video games are my poison at this point in my life. And I hate constantly how these companies come in and just screw around with it so much to make them such a hassle and such a... Like, I want to play Star Wars Battlefront. I really do, guys. I really wanted it to be good. And I know there's people out there that probably were like, oh, fuck you, Razorblade Mango. You wanted to hate Star Wars Battlefront because you hate EA and you hate DICE. Well, I don't hate DICE. I'm not a big fan of them. But I wanted Star Wars Battlefront to be great. And I was so excited when they announced it in 2013. But that excitement that I initially felt, gone. It's all gone. And now this microtransaction thing and all the way they're treating the expansion packs now, it's gone. It's just gone. I really don't care anymore. Even if they were to add in offline mode with bots, I wouldn't care. I mean, the only way you would get me to play Star Wars Battlefront at this point is in like 2017 or 2018, when people are already hyping up Star Wars Battlefront EA2, and this game is like $10 with all the content in it that should have been there in the first place. And it's like, okay, whatever, fuck it. It's $10 for this shit. Whatever. I get to relive it occasionally on servers that have probably been abandoned at that point. But yeah, and the sad part is, this game was highly successful, which, I mean, I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised at the same time, considering it's Star Wars Battlefront, and they knew what they were doing with releasing it around when The Force Awakens is coming out. So, EA sold like 13 million units, undeserved units, in my opinion, but it happened. And now EA is like, oh, we're going to have multiple new Star Wars franchises. We're going to make multiple new Battlefront games. And it's like, oh, God. Well, see how the next one goes. I mean, hopefully they won't fuck it up with the next one, but we'll see. I mean, who's to say they aren't going to rush the next one to meet up with Rogue One or Episode 7 that's coming out in December 2017. I mean, that really wouldn't surprise me if they release Star Wars Battlefront 2 when fucking Episode 8 comes out. Because it's the business, and the business side is like so fucked at this point. I mean, it's depressing, and I'm not gonna go. I'm done. I want to play Civilization 5, which is a really amazing game, one of my all-time favorites. If you haven't played that game, I highly recommend you guys get the Game of the Year edition. It's phenomenal. I fucking love Civilization 5. But yeah, anyway, that's been my little a video log about what now is in Star Wars Battlefront with the microtransactions. This is why I like, and I'm going to make one more point. This is why I like Doom so much. This is why I'm looking forward to Doom a lot. And even though I know deep down that they could reverse their decision to not have microtransactions for these hack modules, and I like that the hack modules are only, they do not provide any better weapons, they do not provide better armor, they only are like you can see the health of the last person that killed you, the location and health of the last person that killed you. That doesn't guarantee that you get revenge on them. This isn't like Call of Duty system where you summon a fucking nuke and blow the whole arena up. This is just based on where your opponent was, where he is now. Go get him. And if you lose, that's a waste of your hack module. And it's like, okay, I like that. That's that. I mean, they did shit like that in Quake. I remember them doing stuff like that in Quake. So I'm happy about that. So yeah, this is why I like Doom, and this is why Star Wars Battlefront. I probably won't even fucking care once Doom comes out, and I really really hope Doom is awesome, and I hope Doom is like the megaton that I know it can be. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you like what you see, subscribe for more of these sad, lonely ramblings from me. But no, seriously, I do appreciate it. It does make me smile to know that there are people out there that are willing to waste 30 minutes of their life listening to me ramble. So thank you. Again, thank you to my audience. I know it's these are dark times, and all we can really do in these times is just demand better, is talk about these things more. There's a reason those online passes that were in last generation, they're gone now. Because nobody liked them. We hated them. And they're gone now. It took a generation to do it, and it's probably going to take a whole generation to kill off microtransactions. But, if we just speak up, if we just say, no, we are not taking this, then companies eventually will listen. I mean, look what happened with Square Enix and the whole Deus Ex pre-ordering thing. People went, no, and that's gone now. They listened. But this is EA we're talking about. I doubt EA gives a shit whether or not what we care, what we say about anything, because they're making bank. They're rolling in the money right now. So that's EA, and EA is one of the worst examples out there. And it's funny. God damn it, I gotta wrap this up. But it's funny that EA is like, oh, we don't understand why people think we're terrible. We don't understand the reputation that we have. And it's like, really? You don't get it? You don't get it. Like, after all these years, you don't understand. That says a lot about what you are doing to the gaming industry right now. To the AAA market space, the fact that you can't even recognize your own notoriety among the industry of being like the absolute most shadiest motherfuckers out there, you cannot recognize that. You're just gonna ignore that shit. All right, whatever. You want to? I mean, that's really telling of how in tune they are with the current market. That they can't even recognize their own status in the industry among fans. And the shittiest part is they now own like franchises that I really like. They own Star Wars Battlefront now. They own Mass Effect. They own Garden Warfare 2. They own stuff that I like. I mean, it's the same with Ubisoft. It's the same with Activision. It's the same with Warner Brothers. It's the same with a lot of these shit companies. And the best we can do is just speak our minds to the people that we don't like, that we think their policies are bad, and then we support the people that the community really likes, that will actually give you value for your dollar. People like CD Projekt Red, people like Psyonix, the developers of Rocket League, people like From Software, who I really like. Even though I don't really trust Bandai Namco, I trust From Software. I think they're excellent. They haven't let me down yet as far as these games go. So yeah, just final message in the end. Just if you see something you don't like, speak up about it. Don't just accept it, because that's how they win. You know, the evil prevails when good men do nothing. So if you don't speak your mind, if you don't talk about what's going on, then it's gonna win. All this horrible anti-consumer stuff is going to win in the end, and it's gonna be bad, and we're just gonna have a future that's like twice as bad as it is now. But yeah, support the companies you love, and just speak your mind when you see something bad. That's basically the gist of it. Alrighty, I am gonna go play Civilization 5. I'm gonna eat some dinner, and I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my evening. After I've uploaded this, of course. But yeah, like I said, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being a really, really awesome, really awesome subscriber base. Really appreciate all you guys. And as always, have a good one.